Tonight, from Ford Field in Detroit, it's the NFC Divisional Round Playoffs on EA Sports. It's the Detroit Lions taking on the Carolina Panthers.
This Lion fan base have been craving home playoff football since this building opened in 2002, and they've got it today at Ford Field in Detroit. Ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game, as we've got a great one in store between the Carolina Panthers and the Detroit Lions. Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
And the quality of opponent goes up a notch here in this divisional round. But he's coming off such a sensational performance, I'm not sure he cares. 4 touchdown passes in the last game, and you'd have to imagine his head coach would sign up for that right now.
They'll run it. This is James Robinson. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and it'll be second and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So, Charles, this a defense that hasn't made a lot of mistakes like this on the road to this playoff matchup, but that a bad one there.
Yeah, you definitely want to rattle and shake up the other quarterback, but you know you've got to do it the right way. Otherwise, that cloth's going to be on the ground.
Robinson on a give right side. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found. Whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
We talk all the time about playmakers on offense, but let's face it, there are plenty of playmakers on defense too. I think we just saw an example of one, didn't we? Not force that incompletion.
Yeah, he's a great corner. They got a couple of them on that side of the football. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Jeremy Chinn picks it off, and the Lions are going to take possession of the football. And certainly, look, you're on the road in the playoffs. That is a suboptimal start, opening drive INT.
And, partner, sometimes I wonder, do these teams talk about it to such an extent that maybe you almost talk yourself into the turnover when you're trying to avoid it?
Yeah, maybe they get a little too worried about keeping the football, and then you give it to the other team right off the bat. And look, we said it, on the road, this is just a terrible, terrible start for them.
It is, and now they've got to rely on their defense.
1st and 10, Taylor now. Room here to run. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. And perhaps now close to the first points of this divisional round game as it's 1st and goal. Herbert now eluding the pressure right to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
On 2nd and goal, Herbert, he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Lions are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Things could just not have started any better for them. They get the turnover, the football right away, able to capitalize on offense for 6.
And we're talking about setting a tone in any game, right? The first points of a ball game, how about during the playoffs? Vitally important, and they've done that in this one.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And for them, maybe a little carryover from last week's game. They got the win on the road in the wild card round, on the road here again in the divisional round, but they're hanging tough.
Hey, cue a little music, right? Well, on the road again. I mean, this has been kind of the mantra they're under right now, and they can't change it. The season dictated what would happen with them, right? They had to go on the road for the first round for the playoffs. They're on the road again, and sometimes teams get really comfortable with that. Not only the idea of going on the road and shocking the world, but just, hey, it's just us. We don't have to worry about outside distractions. It's just us. Let's go play.
It becomes that us against the world mentality, doesn't it?
And while it may be overplayed, you know, in the media, it's real when it comes time to play ball.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. With 3rd down coming up.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Taken from just outside the 30. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time, let's keep doing it until they stop us? Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
And he's got some space here. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They'll run here with Taylor. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. And Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Lions have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. They trail here early in this division round game as they seek a spot in the NFC title bout. They'll try and start this drive in the air toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Another incompletion there. That's 5 in a row now to start this game. He's got to take a deep breath now, step back, shake it off a little bit, trust his offensive line, and hope that his play caller dials up something that can give him a completion and get him going.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
They'll drop the throw. Open man left side. It's the tight end Trimble. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return. And the Lions will take over. And Detroit back in possession of the football. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
They almost push them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Oh, what a juke into space. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
On first down, Justin Herbert. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Lions are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
And partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. After the turnover, here's Herbert. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Now it's Herbert. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Running left, Taylor. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Lions continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. It's not too often that you say, hey, this one's going to be over by halftime. And, CD, I know our bosses probably don't want us to say that because they don't want people clicking away. But this one might be over by halftime.
And since you already put your job on the line by actually saying it, I will co-sign and go with you because you're my partner. We don't mean to do it, but this game has been exactly as you've described. I see no hope for them going forward.
Extra point attempt to follow here. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he returns this to the 22. The field, here come the Panthers. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. He had 6 catches in the wild card win, and that's his first one here in the divisional round, and it's a first down. He'll drop to throw. It's caught. It's Shenault again. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Another catch for him there. This one good for 11. First down. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run with Allen. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Again, it's Robinson. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
2nd and 11. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Patrick Queen. He brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. Now back to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
Now here's Michael Dixon. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Here comes Jonathan Taylor and his teammates. He's in a zone, 2nd quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games, maybe we need to up that a little.
Herbert on 1st down now. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29. A reminder, as we did all through the regular season, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman at halftime. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. They'll try the left side with Taylor. And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. First down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Give him 3 on the gain there, 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Hall. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Breece Hall. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Lions are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Point after try forthcoming. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. The Carolina offense about ready to go. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Looking to throw. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
They'll look to throw here. Sets up the screen to Robinson. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. Take it in at the 22. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here comes Jonathan Taylor and his teammates. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. They'll roll him out right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit him over the top, unsuccessfully.
He's got this, complete to Williams. Oh, he's brought down, and remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC Divisional Round matchup. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. But first, let's take a look back to Saturday's NFC Divisional Round game. And you can see the result there. Meanwhile, in our game, we're set up for a terrific second half. So to find out who will advance to the NFC title game, let's send it back out to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
From the 29, Herbert, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
That pass caught. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Herbert. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last 2 snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though, 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, Herbert. Williams brings it in. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 19. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
2nd down, another run with Taylor. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jonathan Taylor, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Lions take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Selma, man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Escaping the press, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second.
Well, this certainly feels like complimentary football to me, partner, because the momentum from the team's touchdown drive looks like it's made its way over to the defense. They're working together in tandem now. Offense gets in the end zone, defense with a big sack on the first play of the following drive.
They'll look to throw. That caught by Tremble. So the completion good for just 3. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. They'll set up to throw. And this one is incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Take it at the 37. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field.
The long drive last time out for this offense, Charles, if you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They run once more with Taylor. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
183 yards rushing for him now in the ball game as he is trying to will his guys to the championship round next weekend.
A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Here's Herbert. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Lions just continue to roll. Well, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. The Panthers about ready to take over. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
2nd and 13 to Chenault on the slant. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, 4th down.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop them short of a 1st down.
This is taken at the 18. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field.
Well, they got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play. On 1st and 10, Herbert. He'll go right back to St. Brown. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
Well, up big, with still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, CD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, that much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, they'll keep that gap awfully wide.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Herbert. And this is caught by Williams. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams, 33 yards. And the Lions are moving closer to a date now in the NFC Championship game as they're able to extend this 4th quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. The Panthers now set to take over offensively. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. He'll look to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. The Panthers on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion and 8 tries. Not good. This time they face a 3rd and 2. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
A great return there of 22 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And they have made this look easy. I mean, there's not supposed to be anything easy about the NFL playoffs, but this lead, yes, they're at home, but this has been impressive.
And we hear all the time when upsets happen, teams go on the road, that maybe home field advantage isn't all it's cracked up to be. But you and I both know the reality is teams really fight hard to get it. Why? You don't ever have to change routine. Everything's familiar going into the game. It makes things easier, and that has paid off for them in a big way in this contest.
On second down, it's Taylor.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
Boy, 208 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Buying time to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Well, yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Up the middle, here's Taylor.
Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
On third down, here's Taylor.
And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. Back to throw here, Herbert. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Lions continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the 4th. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback.
And the Panthers coming out now.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result. If he's their best threat on offense, use your number 1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They'll set up a throw.
That's out wide here for Robinson.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Panther first down.
So, Charles, you look at this offense, you think about it, you got a rookie quarterback at the helm. You're in the divisional round of the playoffs here. That head of his just has to be spinning, doesn't it?
Well, normally you'd have to say yes, but I do think that the way things went last week, how he played in the wild card win, how sensational he was, that'll stop his head from spinning. And now he's in a situation that's getting towards uncharted territory because you've got Joe Flacco, Mark Sanchez, the only two rookies to win 2 playoff games in 1 year. He's trying to join that company, but it's not going to be easy to get it done.
They'll look to throw again. Over the middle, complete. It's Moore. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 41-yard line. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track.
Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Back to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive.
Connection made with Shenault. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They're going to pass here with Herbert. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Herbert now.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
They snap it to Herbert.
Throws out left. It's caught by Williams.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
CD, it'll go into the books as just one win, but this is a really impressive win. They've done it on defense, and here they continue to do it on offense. Another score in the fourth quarter to widen that advantage.
I like where you were going with that one. Would you say, partner, it was really 3 victories today? Landslide on the scoreboard, emphatic victory on either side of the ball. They really got it done.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny. I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession.
And the ball is knocked out, and this is scooped up by the Lions. Inside the 20, and that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. So a great play there by the defense. If these guys are going to advance, and it looks like they will, this defense a big reason why.
And they love carrying the mantle for this team, don't they? You see the way that they move around out there? They want to lead this team deeper into the playoffs and hopefully onto the Super Bowl.
And that return for a touchdown certainly helps that cause. No problem there on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
From the end zone, here comes Williams.
And he's going to be out of bounds here as the run back will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field.
I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
They're going to look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow.
The Lions stay alive as we say thanks for watching and so long.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.